Good Friday morning. I have felt this all week, Diane. You remember like Monday, didn't I say like, does it feel like Friday already? And then Tuesday and Wednesday. And here we are right here. It has felt like Friday all week. What the hell's going on? I mean, sorry. I mean, I don't mean to jump out of the box with that, but what the hell is going on? I mean, first Theo, Ozzy, Epstein, treason, accusations. Wow. Just like, boy, I'm glad it's Friday. I mean, we couldn't add another day to our programming because I don't know what would happen next. Anyhow, moving right along. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Good morning, Diane. I hope you're doing well. Give me number 77. Yes, yesterday. Like, my son texts me, Dad, the Hulk, he's dead. Yes. The Hulkster. He's dead. Boom. I'm like, what? I mean, not the Hulk. Was it Ozzy and Chuck Mangione? All right. We gotta give him honorable mention at least, right? He died. The Hulkster, 129. So, as we get the program started today, we have a full 3 hours. We have the Georgia hour at 10 o'clock. And we have a lot of stuff unfolding. Why does Brian Kemp feel... Who told Brian Kemp he gets to control everything? Everything. He wants to control everything. Just saying. Anyhow, John King is going to go back to the insurance commissioner's office. We have a lot going on. We have some more. I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. We have some more First Liberty building and loan news. There's been another development. I knew it was out there. I was waiting for the shoe to drop, and it has. We will talk about that. Wow. Pro wrestling Hulk Hogan's dead at age 71. 71. Just saying. So, a lot of negative around. Let me get this, and then we're going to come back to Hulk Hogan in just a minute. Give me 145. This is my favorite weather man. This is my weather guy. 4:30 in the morning. The guy gets up every morning. Rodney gets up every morning to give me the weather, and that's who I watch, Rodney. That's my weather guy right there in Atlanta. But it's hot. So I'm being very serious. If you're outdoors, please hydrate. Please hydrate. Okay? I used to go to work, it was 100 degrees. I get it. And I'm not making light of it. It's rough out there. Hydrate. I just wanted to put that out, please. Don't leave kids in a car. I mean, you really have to tell us that don't leave your kids in a car. Okay, cracking the window does not work. Do not leave your pets in the car. Don't do it. Kids, hydrate. Be careful. That's my weatherman right there, Rodney. He's showing you Wow. All right, take that down. Now, so we're going to talk about politics briefly. And I don't get into polling. I really don't, because polling, you order it. You order it like you went to a drive-through and ordered it. You know, I want the, I want this, and then you start adding on, the sides. You get 3 sides with that. You want us to poll more Republicans. You want us to poll super voters that vote in the primary. So you get to purchase a poll. You always purchase it. They're not done for free. You buy that. So you can fit the sample any way you want. That's why they're all over the place. I'd really like to know what happened with the lawsuit on that Iowa poll that had, like, remember Harris? It had Harris, 2 days before the election, winning Iowa by, 14 points or something. I don't know. It was crazy. I think Trump sued. I think Trump sued the Iowa newspaper that ran that poll. Anyhow, you can purchase polling. Get back to that. So don't get worked up. Don't get worked up. When a network needs to drive, media drives a narrative. You know that. Media drives a narrative. And when they need to start driving a narrative, they purchase polling to try to manipulate you. How many of you actually go to your neighbor and say, how do you feel about this? A lot of people don't talk about politics. So the polling is set up so when you see it, you're like, oh, so that's what my neighbor's thinking. I didn't know that. I mean, realistically, give me number 123. We're going into the midterms, all right? We want to talk about that a little bit, the midterms. And Jeffrey Epstein, Tulsi Gabbard, who's going to win that battle? Independents. Do you approve or disapprove of the way Donald Trump is handling his job as president? Independents. 29 approve. Now, I will tell you there's a smidgen of truth in the polling. I don't know the accurate number, and that's why I say that, because you can always tell when your candidate has, or your congressman, your president, when they're starting to have a little difficulty out there with the numbers and the voters. They always start running the polling numbers of how much the party supports them. So over the last week, if you turn on networks, you'll hear even CNN, the Republican support for Donald Trump is actually increasing. Republican support for Donald Trump is stronger than it's ever been. Shockingly, it's stronger than it was before he called us stupid for wanting Epstein files. But that is an indicator when they start running Republican, support, because I'm just going to be very upfront with you. A party in itself cannot win an election, and they know that. So if Republican support is 89% for Donald Trump, there's 11% of the Republicans that are, I don't think so, according to the polling. Meaning that 89% cannot win the next election. So we have a system that's been created that people that identify as Republican, because see, people that identify not as a Republican, I meant to say people that identify as independents, they tend to vote Republican if Republicans can get to them and get the message to them. So we'll talk about midterms a little later today. Midterms a little later. This is the picture of the day for me, 126, because I actually understood this, and I could not stand when we did a walkthrough. But this is called a walkthrough, right? Trump has done them for years on construction projects. So he decided he's going to go over to the building that's being built for the Treasury. The Fed. Always remember the Federal Reserve. There's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve. So Trump does a walkthrough with Jerome Powell, and you could tell Jerome Powell is like, I can't believe he's making me do this. That was a picture of the day yesterday. We'll talk about that a little more. I have a question that I'd like to know the answer to, and I don't know when it's coming. 133. What day are we on? I want to know what day are we on, and what happens on day 51. Did I miss something? If I did, let me know. Russia pummels Ukraine a day after faltering peace talks. They made no apparent progress on a ceasefire at Istanbul Wednesday. There seems to be no progress here. Give me 134. Russia is on a daily basis just pummeling, right? 3 killed, dozens injured in strike. Has anybody been told what happens? Have you heard what happens on day 51? I've not heard what happens on day 51. Right? Not a word. Now, Trump gave him 50 days. You got 50 days. So, will Vladimir Putin, is he sitting over there right now? Is he saying, let's see what happens on day 51? What do you think he'll do? I don't know. Let's check it out. I'm interested what happens on day 51. Trump has give Russia, Ukraine 50 days, and it's not going to be good after that. That's all I know. So, it's Friday, so I'm struggling. I want to use nice words. 140. I despise this guy. I can't help if it's Friday or what day it is. GOP senators are calling for a special counsel to probe Obama over the 2016 Trump Russian investigation. No. Here's what they're doing. They're wanting this on TV every single day on TV. That's what they're trying to do. No, just arrest people. You have evidence. You have evidence. In the real world, what Tulsi Gabbard has, well, obviously you don't go to the DA because this is Department of Justice, but in the real world, you know, you take your stuff over and you try to get a warrant to arrest people in the real world. I mean, why former FBI agents, you know, when they tell me Kash Patel came in, okay? Kash Patel came in, and I still support Kash. Hopefully things are moving along. And he come in and he cleaned house and he got rid of every FBI agent, right? That was working on the January 6th. Everyone cleaned house, right? Remember that? January 6th, cleaned house. Okay. And January 6th was the largest investigation in FBI history. What they're telling us, that they had every field office in the United States, FBI field office in the United States, the FBI had taken several agents all across the country and put the agents on identifying people all across the country, investigating their background, if they attended or they were in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. If you were an American and you lived anywhere in the United States and for any reason, January 6, 2020, or within that time frame, you visited Washington, D.C., they wanted you investigated. All right? So Cash comes in, cleans house, gets rid of every federal FBI that worked on that. That's great. We actually know Matt Taibbi, right? He when he went before Congress, he testified before Congress, him and the other guy, I forget his name, that there was so many former FBI agents that went into Twitter. They basically had their own group, their own chat, their own lunchroom, whatever. But they were amazed, Matt Taibbi, when Elon Musk threw out the Twitter files and said to Taibbi and I forget who else, go through them. And they reported to Congress. We had FBI swarming all over the place. They had an FBI back channel. We sit here today and we got this guy wants a special counsel. Why? We got the evidence. We know this. It's done. I mean, the case has already been prepared. All the cases. So take that down. Now, I want to do, and I told you so. I'm sorry. I have to. Now, we've talked about Epstein. Easy. We're not going there right now. We've talked about Epstein multiple times. I showed you yesterday, right? Remember this one? Number 62, Diane. Give me 62. So, in the month of May, CNN, they're all reporting this, Wall Street Journal, that Pam Bondi, right, briefed the president of the United States and said, this is in May, your name's been flagged several times in the file. Not implying president's guilty, but pretty candid, your name's been flagged in the file. That was May. Elon Musk comes out June 5th. Time to drop the reality bomb, Donald. Your name's in the file. That's the reason you won't make it public. All right. Everybody blew up, got ups in arms, went nuts over this guy right here. Next thing you know, number 64, you know that Bannon absolutely hates Elon Musk, right? Wants him deported. You gotta be careful. You watch some of these people and they just throw. It's like the zoo in the monkey cage throwing feces to see what it'll stick. Sorry to put it that way, but right. Elon says, "Hey, by the way, Steve Bannon, your name's in the Epstein file." Well, Bannon hates him. He wants him deported. He wants every government contract canceled right now. If Elon has a government contract, cancel it now. Run him out of the country. Deport him. I'm like, you don't have to like the guy, but guess what? We kindly put ourselves, the Americans, we've kindly put ourselves in a box. Because the satellite system, here's what I understand. Google this, DuckDuckGo it, whatever you do, search this. When other countries use their drone system, they don't have the technology we have. We're advanced on that. All right. So Ukraine and others have to operate their drone systems by, I guess, like cell towers or something like that. We are able to operate drones worldwide because of the technology that Elon Musk at Starlink or whatever, the satellite system that we have with Elon Musk. Our military can operate our drones from satellite. And basically, our technology, I don't know if it's 5 years up on China, at least the estimate, but that technology is set up through Elon Musk. Yeah, he got government grants to build it, but Bannon wanted to throw him out of the country so he can share that technology with someone else, whatever, right? All this went on. Ban him, throw him out. He's bad, he's terrible. He said Trump's on the list. Not in a bad way, on the list. And I told you this. Nothing's happening, folks. Nothing is happening. We cannot, like the guy or not, we can't throw the guy out. He's tied too tight to America. And I told you that yesterday. Nothing's happening. 86. And it's yesterday morning, I've laid all this out. And what did Trump do yesterday afternoon? I don't know. Maybe he was watching. I'm serious. Maybe he was watching. Maybe somebody told him about this program. Trump says he wants Musk to thrive, not to destroy him. President Trump said on Thursday he wanted to see Elon Musk's companies thrive one day after the White House said he didn't want Musk's XAI to get government contracts. Which is it? Do you want to axe him off of government contracts or maybe give him a shot to thrive? I have somewhere here. Give me number. We got to get ready for our next segment. Give me number 104. I find this interesting. I told you yesterday, military contracts, Starlink, Stargate, rockets, NASA. The guy's not going anywhere. And you're just going to have to make your own judgment. I don't make judgment. I don't pass judgment on this because I have a lot of people that watch this show, that watch Steve Bannon and others. But the entire time you were hearing somebody go nuts and say, deport him, seriously. Get him out of the country, all the above, cut all of his government contracts. I never wavered right here. Everyone is stating that I will destroy Elon's companies by taking away some, if not all, of large-scale subsidies he receives from the U.S. government. This is not so! Exclamation point. I want Elon, all the businesses within our country to thrive. In fact, thrive like never before. The better they do, the better the U.S. does, and that's good for all of us. We are setting records every day, and I want to keep it that way. That was quite a turn of events. Huh? That's quite a turn of events. When I tell this audience, I have no inside track. All I do is study this, study all their words, and how they try to move things in certain sentences. I do have a couple sources I do call, get their opinion. I've always told you, let this develop. Let it develop. Now, do I think the Epstein file that Donald Trump made a major mistake on NASA? I've always said I would have bought Little X a bicycle. I'd have done something. I'd have had a better exit strategy for Elon Musk, no matter how mad you get, because I do think that June 5th, when he dropped it there, Donald, have a nice day. So you stuck me in the back? Okay. Have a nice day. You're in the file and you know it. And now everything's whooped up into a frenzy. Just saying. Told you so. Told you so. Nothing's happening where Elon's companies. If you're listening to people out there yelling that we're going to deport him and yelling that we're going to take all of his government subsidies together, I've told you over and over, he is so woven in our military technologies. He is so woven in satellite systems for this country, and you're not going to send him to another country so he could share it with them. It's not going to happen. All right. Take that down. Now, I want to go back to something before we break. There's two things I want to do, and we're going to break in just a minute, but there's absolutely two things I want to do. First of all, well, I'm going to do one, and then I'm going to do the second one because I don't want them tied together. Terry. Who is Terry? Terry is this guy right here, 149. Now, the kids know him as Hulk Hogan. You know him as Hulk Hogan. I forget his last name, but it's Terry. All right. And, you know, I was telling someone last night, my kids, and I'm not going to give you the age, I'll get in trouble from them. But my kids are of the age, and I remember him. And my kids are from the age of where Hulkamaniacs. I mean, my daughter, our daughter was 4 years old and wanting to know if I would take her to WrestleMania. I'm serious, right? I had to take my son. He wanted to go, and I took some neighbor kids with us, the kids that wanted to go. But I come to you this morning and tell you I have been to a WrestleMania. Yes, I have. But the one that would not be quiet about WrestleMania was my daughter at 4 years old. Yes. So these kids grew up with this WrestleMania. He always told the kids to say their prayers, eat their vitamins. But Terry wasn't the best guy. He just wasn't. I mean, we won't go into that. He wasn't the best guy out of the ring and off the TV when he was telling kids to eat their vitamins. He did some things that just wasn't the best guy. And I love the Hulkster. Absolutely. But, you know, what was upsetting to me today, and this was upsetting, okay? I'm an Ozzy Osbourne fan. I like Ozzy. Ozzy goes back to, and Mom, turn her TV down. Turn her TV down. And please don't pass judgment on me. God knows I get enough from Debbie Doonaster and the rest of them, right? But Ozzy takes me back to my, yes, partying days. Easy. It did happen. There was a time. But Ozzy with some friends, like some guys and back in the day, and Black Sabbath, and a little Bark at the Moon. Whatever. But you know what? I never got into the whole Prince of Darkness. That side I never got into. I just liked Randy Rhoads. I like the guitar. I love some good rock and roll jamming when some guys get together or some ladies get together, some good rock and roll ladies out there. But I never got into the whole Prince of Darkness stuff. But, you know, Ozzy dies Wednesday. And I just want to make this comment. And I gave you my favorite songs, right? Ozzy dies. Give me video 1, Diane. So Ozzy dies Wednesday, and that's all you hear is the Prince of Darkness, the Prince of Darkness. And I'll say it like this. It's almost like they enjoyed, because they're satanic. Oh, Lord, am I going to get in trouble? They're very satanic. These people in the media, they're very evil. It was almost like they were discussing Ozzy's life as Prince of Darkness, and he effed off the crowd and whatever, as joyous and highlighting it and how amazing it was. Now, for me, again, I'll go away no matter what people think. I was Ozzy Osbourne fan. I mean, I got my Black Sabbath. Fairies wear boots. You better believe it. I saw it with my own two eyes. Those are some of my favorites, and I still jam them today. But they highlighted and they glorified the darkness, the evil in the darkness, because they can't stand the light. They cannot stand the light. So where I'm going with this, yesterday, I'm going through all these tributes, and none of the media would talk about any aspect of the guy's life. They ended the guy's life with politics. He ended up being a Trump supporter at the national convention. So this morning I get up and like CBS, NBC, right, CNN, MSNBC, they're all discussing Hulk's life. And not one single network. They've even discussed his life as, you know, it was on tape. He had said some racial things. And Terry wasn't the best guy in the world. But they left, give me video, they left this out. Every one of them. You pay attention today, any tribute of any network anywhere, and see if this part of his life is put on the screen for the kids to see. Video 10.
None of that stuff was real. The only thing that is really real is the stuff that's going to last forever. You know, your faith and your belief in God, and knowing that, you know, once you're a Christian, you've accepted Christ as your Savior. You know, you're not going to perish, but you're going to have everlasting life. That belief in itself and that faith is what's pretty much the only thing that's real to me. You know, everything else is kind of like a life situation, but that's my life after life after life.
That is nowhere for the kids to see. See, the kids, they do this on purpose. The kids ask, I loved the Hulk. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. I love the Hulk. I love the wrestling. My kids, I mean, I'm just telling you, you had to watch it. I know the Macho Man. I know the Hart Brothers. Yes, I got them all. My kids, and I won't take anything for those memories. They were awesome. But see, this, they don't want the kids to hear, because this is a lot of the kids. If you have a child in their 30s and 40s, now older people, I'm saying you like Hulk wrestling, but you, especially from 30 to 45 or whatever, those kids are raised on this guy, and they don't want these kids to know how his life really ended. Yes, he had a cardiac arrest. He died at 71. But at age 70, he got baptized. At age 70, he got baptized. You see, this is light. This is light, and the evils of the world will not shine the light. They do not want that light to shine, and they will not allow it to shine. They will not. The light does not mix with darkness. You got it? So you tell me anywhere today, anywhere, that you see this part of his life on any of the tributes. He got baptized. All right? All those things that happened before, they happened. Terry wasn't the best guy in the world. He really wasn't. But bad relationships, one thing after another. But you know what? It wasn't too late. It wasn't too late. At 70, he got baptized. So actually, I decided after watching I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to do it later in the program. But after watching all the networks, and yes, they talked about what are you going to do when the Hulk comes for you? These 24-inch pythons. They've done all of that. The shirt tearing. All right. The entering the ring. The throwing Andre the Giant down. Remember? Oh, God, yes, all those. But not a network anywhere said the most important year. You see, all of that, every bit of that, fame, fortune, but the one most important year of this man's life was from 70 to 71 because he met Jesus, he gave up his life, he got baptized. It's an amazing story. So God bless Terry. Prayers go out to the family. I read something yesterday where he was going through everyone he could find. And I'm not saying he got to all of them. I don't know. From his family, anyone and everyone he could find, he was going through and trying to mend fences. He didn't want to leave the world. He upset a lot of people in his personal life, and he was trying to go through and mend those fences. Now, did he complete that? I don't know. But, all right, so let's take a break. When we come back, I don't know, maybe I'll say Epstein, maybe not. Take a break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Friday. Let's enjoy this day. Now, we have some serious news we're going to go over. And the Georgia Hour, I did. Some of you might not take me serious, but in my prayers, I said, Dear Lord, please, just tomorrow's Friday. I'd rather tell dumb jokes. Serious. It's a political show, but I'd rather tell dumb jokes and horse around a little bit and have some fun and not say Frost, family, First Liberty, Building and Loan, Josh McCoon, Cue Ball, Candace, Debbie Doonaster, Sally Grubbs. Just, I don't want to. But here I am. Boom. No choice. Breaking news. News is moving. We will have it 10 o'clock. So, Diane, can you put our back up the thingy? Well, yeah, put the thingy back up. You know, the information. The information. Thank you, Diane. Now, I say a lot of things. Somebody said, the live chat. I love the live chat. Thank you very much. I love the live chat. Even if you're on there calling me names, whatever, if that's what you want to do, if that's all you got to do today is, you know, keep in mind, what is funny is when liberals get into, I try to have a discussion on politics, they want to have an argument. But when they can't win the argument, they just look and go, well, you're fat. What the hell? So, anyhow, I love the live chat. Thank you. If I say something on the program, because I do, I say some things, and you're like, what did you mean by that? And that's okay, because I do that. I guilty as charged. Boy, someone can clip that one out and use it. But I say things that people like, what does he mean by that? Text me. You got the number. Email me or put it in a live chat. Say, hey, what does he mean by that? Because I will say, like, if I say, no touching, do you understand that? Oh, I got no idea why you said that. Okay, send me a message. I'll tell you. All right, so I was actually in a pretty good mood yesterday until I found out Terry died. And I wish no harm on anyone. I really don't. I put a lot of names out. Evil is evil. It is. Evil is evil. I don't do it. I don't create it. I don't control it. But I expose it. Corruption is corruption. I don't control it. I don't condone it. I expose it. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If you're out there in America, we have an example for you here in Georgia. And I know you might think, well, where are all of your wins? Georgia has what I call the greatest group of truth fighters I have ever met. And they do not stop fighting the truth. And they get called names. We get called names. We're crazy. We're wackos. You know, those Pritchard crazies, that would be me. But they're the best truth fighters I've ever met in my life. And they don't give up. And they do not just let evil walk all over them. That being said, Michael, I was actually in a pretty good mood yesterday because on July 3rd, I sent someone a message. And I have the text messages here. On July 3rd, I sent someone a message. And I said, are you hearing that Michael Whatley, the RNC chair, is going to run for Senate? Are you hearing that? And the individual texted me back and said, no, give me number 78. No, I'm not hearing that. And I said, okay, that was on July 3rd. Now, Michael Whatley, the RNC chair, he is running for Senate in New York because Tillis is not. He's not going to seek re-election. Now, Michael Whatley, the RNC chair, is running for Senate, which leaves the RNC chair spot open. Now, at 10 o'clock, I'll go a little further on this. At 10 o'clock, give me number 51. This is Michael Whatley, the RNC chair. Not last Wednesday before last, the All-Star game. This picture was taken at the Blue Ridge Grill. They claim that Michael Whatley was in town for the All-Star game. Okay, that's what they claim. They claim he was in town to do a fundraiser because Dennis Futch, every time he falls out of his plane trying to climb in and out, his wallet falls out and it ends up in Josh McCoon's or the Georgia GOP's bank account. So, Dennis gets front row seats. He does. He gets front row seats. But then again, what do I get? How much for front row seats? But not a half bad guy. He could definitely shoot a gun. You got to be nervous about that. But Wednesday before last, Michael Whatley's in town with Chairman Josh McCoon of the Georgia Republican Party. And Josh is cheesing ear to ear. And I think that's right before Whatley. Now, I don't know this. I don't know this for a fact. I'm hearing it through, that what I call the political phone call circle. Oh, it is. I don't know about your state, but in Georgia, we got a phone call circle. Whoo, man, and it's lively. I think Josh is smiling right before Whatley says, look, I'm going to step out and run for Senate, and the bad news, you will not be RNC chair. So I think he delivered Josh that bad news that day. The whole Frost thing, the whole convention thing, we're going to have to move past you. So I think Josh had a bad day. I'll tell you who else had a bad day. Number 71, and we'll get to moving on here because in the Georgia Hour, John King, the insurance commissioner of the state of Georgia, was running for Senate for 48 hours. And now he's back to running for insurance commissioner. Cue ball there. Cue ball. Well, you figure out who that is. Travis Bowden. I think he had dreams, right? I think he had dreams of being insurance commissioner one day. I think these guys are having a bad couple months. So is Candace Taylor, but we'll get into that later. And so is the Doonaster. Oh, so all right, take that down. So a lot is going on in the Georgia Hour. Michael Whatley, the RNC chair, will talk about his endorsement at the Georgia Hour. Donald Trump has already endorsed Michael Whatley for Senate in North Carolina and has already endorsed a replacement for him. Can't make that up. All right, so I just want to throw this out here because I want to make sure we stick with a little bit of enjoying our day. All right, before I get into something serious, we're going to get into it. Give me video 11, Diane.
When they took a shot at my hero and they tried to kill the next president of the United States, enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again. You know something, Trumpites? I didn't come here as Hulk Hogan, but I just had to give you a little taste. You know, my name is Terry Bollea. And as an entertainer, I love you too. And as an entertainer, I tried to stay out of politics. But after everything that's happened to our country over the past 4 years, and everything that happened last weekend, I can no longer stay silent. I'm here tonight because I want the world to know that Donald Trump is a real American hero. And I'm proud to support my hero as the next president of this United States.
So about that time, I'm getting a text message from my son. He's going to kill me. He's like, Dad, did you see the Hulk? I'm telling you, he brought in a lot of votes. Terry, I have tears. You know, Theo Huxtable, Ozzy, and now Terry. I remember that night very well. So we have a lot going on here in Georgia, and in the Georgia Hour, we're going to discuss Brian Kemp. I want to pump this up for you because, you know, if you're new to the show, I'm not real fond of Brian Kemp. It's Friday. I'm trying to be nice. And now I'm very upset that Brian Kemp is decided, well, Brian Kemp and Marty, the governors of Georgia, Marty and Brian, and the girls probably, Marty and the girls have decided that they're going to run in a different direction from Donald Trump. Now, you have heard over and over, right? And I reported here Brian Kemp, the AJC, kept reporting it, and I knew it to be a fact. But Brian Kemp has made trips to Washington, D.C., the governor of Georgia. He's made trips to Washington, D.C. Give me number. I'm not even supposed to start this right now, but I mean, I have to get into it. There's another one I want to get into. It's not Epstein today. Give me number. Where the hell is it? I had it earlier. 92. So the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, which America knows all too well, he goes to D.C. He meets with Tim Scott. Tim Scott is the Republican Senate campaign chair. So Tim Scott is actually who's going to be putting the money behind from the Senate campaign for Republicans and trying to get them elected. So you want that blessing. He meets with John Thune several times. Kemp does. All right. John Thune comes to Atlanta, and Tim Scott, I understand Tim was with him, but John Thune comes to Atlanta, has a meeting. They have a meeting in South Georgia in a private home. Yes, they did. South Georgia, there was a meeting in a private home. And all the talk has been, right, because we want rid of John Ossoff. All of the talk has been that they were trying to find a Senate candidate that Trump and Brian Kemp could endorse and not get us in a position where we divide the vote and then Kemp doesn't support our candidate. So all we could go on is history. Now, I was told yesterday, I talked to somebody in the know, I'll put it like that, and I said, my concern is, because Kemp's got his own candidate, and I said, my concern is we're going to end up, Kemp's candidate's going to lose. I'll tell you who it is in a minute. I can hear you. And I said, we're going to end up with our candidate on the field, and Brian Kemp's going to support our candidate the same way he supported Herschel Walker. Not at all. Not at all, no matter what they say. All right? So I'm not here to divide Republicans. Oh my God, he's dividing. I'm not here to divide Republicans. I'm trying every damn thing I can do under the sun to put the damn people together. But no, we keep having people like him pop up and say, well, I'm going to control it. He wants to control, I'm going to bring this up. He wants to control the Senate race, the governor's race, lieutenant governor's race, Secretary of State, insurance commissioner, which I do like John King. I don't mind the guy. But insurance commissioner, he wants to control it all. He wants to control the state house. He wants to control the state Senate. Every damn bit of it he wants to control. Well, there's Marty. Don't forget Marty and the girls. But he wants to control it. I mean, you can't make this up. And you know what? Why are they going to allow him to control it? Because he is part of demagifying America. He's part of demagifying Georgia. He leads the way. He's definitely part of it. And he thinks he's going to run for president in 2028. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
At Dave Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Dave Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959.
Dave Chevrolet, Dave gets it done.
Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting edge digital technology and state of the art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second to none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
I'm back. I had to answer some messages. Let's see. No, the answer is no. No. My God. I'm just joking. Let's see. I get it. I thank you very much. Okay, thank you. The answer is no. Thank you. Let me check one more. And I'll be right back. Oh, so you... Let me see what this one is. I got that one. I read that one earlier. Okay. So, at 10 o'clock... The Georgia Hour. I'm very irritated. I'm very irritated with Governor Brian Kemp. You're shocked, right, by that? So let me give you my favorite story of the week, and we'll get to some other stuff. And yes, RNC Chairman Michael Whatley is running for U.S. Senate. Donald Trump is already in North Carolina. Tillis is not running for re-election in North Carolina. Whatley is the former, let me give you a little insight here. Whatley is the former North Carolina State Republican Party chair. So in the state of North Carolina, the party apparatus, the party knows Michael very well. And I do know he's going to have some opposition, but he's already been endorsed by President Trump. The guy is not the conservative that I would pick to be my Senate candidate. But you know what? Michael was there when Trump got the W. That's just all there is to it. It's not what he did. Is he amazing? Is he conservative? I wish I could say. But Michael Whatley was there at the RNC when Trump got the W, much like Josh McCoon in Georgia. Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, he was there when Trump got the W. So Michael Whatley's getting the endorsement. Give me number 87 from President Donald Trump. And To the great people of North Carolina, one of the most capable executives in our country successfully ran, along with Laura Trump, the Republican National Committee. He happens to live in your incredible state, which I love and won, including primaries 6 times in a row. And Sleepy Joe, I beat Sleepy Joe there, goes into everything. I am sending this statement out for a very good reason. Mike would make an unbelievable senator from the state of North Carolina. He is fantastic in everything he does. And he was certainly great at the RNC. Now, the RNC cast no votes. I really don't see anything Michael Whatley has done that would make him a great senator, okay? We won every swing state popular vote, electoral college by a landslide. But I have a mission for my friends in North Carolina, and that is to get Michael Whatley to run for U.S. Senate. He is strong on the border, stopping crime. Yes, write this stuff, all right? I need him in Washington and need him representing you. Fortunately, I have somebody who will do a wonderful job as chairman of the RNC. His name is Joe Gruters. And he will have my complete and total endorsement. So, Joe Gruters is a state senator. Is he not a Florida state senator? He's a friend of someone. That's how they do it. A friend of someone, go look him up. But I know this for a fact. That was Josh McCoon's dream job. And I know this right here does 2 things. It says, Josh, no, not going to happen. And what I really like about this statement, it says, Charlie Kirk, I know you've put a lot of time at Turning Point Action with your little children and your little, organization there, but you're not taking over the RNC. Charlie Kirk, I'll get people that'll argue this, they'll attack me all day. Charlie Kirk, Turning Point Action, and his little band of little children's, Charlie and the kids, they wanted so bad to take over the RNC. In fact, Charlie Kirk, frequent flyer miles. Josh McCoon has more frequent flyer miles to Arizona to see the Turning Point team. Something's still set up there. But Josh is struggling through the frost right now. Ponzi scheme in Georgia. This one is going to be a tough one for him to overcome. So Charlie Kirk doesn't get to be RNC chair or his organization or his man Josh McCoon. And Whatley is going to run, and he's already endorsed for senator of the state of North Carolina. So my favorite, let me see what I have. My absolute favorite story of the week. And I got to do this one. I've had it up here a couple times. Now, next week, keep in mind, number 24, we're on watch. They want to take down Pete Hegseth. They say they floated this out a couple times that, the signal gate, as they call it, signal gate, that, there you go. There's Pete. Signal gate, that the emails were marked private. They're saying he put on Signalgate top secret, confidential, classified stuff there, and that he has people over at the Pentagon that is putting together a letter to present it, that he's incompetent. Just saying that. Keep an eye on some Pete Hegseth news next week. They want rid of him in the worst way. I want to show you this one just a minute because I know some of you out there do an amazing job. Number 43, Republicans are very worried about Virginia and the governor's race there. Now, Winsome, is that her name? Winsome? I think that's her name. She is the lieutenant governor, right? She's the lieutenant governor, and she's not doing very well in the campaign. Republicans are panicking over the Virginia governor's race. Winsome is she's not doing real well, and they don't know if what's the governor's name in Virginia today? What's that big doll fella's name? Off the top of my head. Why am I drawing a blank? I've been drawing blanks over names all week. What is that guy's name? Big tall guy in Virginia. Anyhow, they're concerned that he's not going to be able to bring her over the finish line and help her out there in Virginia. Virginia governor's race, they're concerned will go back to a Democrat. It's been a Democrat for quite some time. But my favorite story of the week is right here. I have to get this one out because of Texas redistricting. Glenn Youngkin, it finally came to me. They don't know that Glenn Youngkin could help her pull this out. So, where's it at here? The story of the week for me, which I found amusing, is that the French president Macron, when you're actually getting under someone's skin to the point that they're going to sue you, give me number 116. Candace Owens has always contested that Emmanuel Macron's wife is a man. Bridget look-alike a man. Number 106. All right. So Candace Owens has always contested that Bridget Macron, right there. Now there's quite, and I mean quite, an age discrepancy. And Bridget groomed Macron from the time he was just a wee little lad. There's a lot of backstory on this, but they're actually suing Candace Owens over this. Give me video 3.
The French president and first lady have filed a lawsuit in a U.S. court against a right-wing American podcaster who has claimed without proof that Mrs. Macron could be a man. Emmanuel and Brigitte Macron are suing Candace Owens for unspecified punitive damages for defamation. They say they have suffered substantial economic damages from Owens' falsehood. The Macrons' lawyer tells CNN the couple tried handling the situation without going to court.
This is really a last resort. We have attempted to engage with her for the last year, putting evidence in front of her, request after request after request, that she just simply do the right thing. This is not a legal thing. Do the right thing, tell the truth, stop spreading these lies. And each time we've done that, she mocked the Macrons. She mocked our efforts to set the record straight. She refused to retract what she had said. She started a merch campaign. She's selling T-shirts mocking and celebrating her defamation of them. And enough is enough.
Owens has called the conspiracy theory likely the biggest scandal in political history. She posted a video on YouTube calling the filing an obvious and desperate public relations strategy and further mocking Mrs. Macron.
I am floored. Are you floored? Because this is just goofy. You are officially a very goofy man, Brigitte. But I got to give it to you. You've definitely got balls. If you need any more evidence that Brigitte Macron is definitely a man, it is just what is happening right now. The idea that you would file this lawsuit is all of the proof that you need.
CNN.
So, they're suing Candace Owens because Candace says Bridget is really a man. Take that down. I just thought you'd enjoy that on a Friday. I mean, Just thought you would. Now, something I want you to pay attention to. Look at this here. I picked this up earlier in the week, but I said Epstein one too many times. Give me number 31. Now, this is alarming to me. It's just absolutely alarming. And we have some great people that work on this all the time. But the CDC, April 2025, the CDC's childhood vaccine schedule. In 1962, there was 5 doses. Now, I have to share this with you, because I don't remember anything else than the gym cafetorium and all of us getting in a line like we've been inducted to the military at 4 years old, and someone taking an air gun and shooting us. I don't remember much more than that. It's the last thing I remember, Your Honor. 1983, 24 doses, as you can see. All right. A vaccine schedule. Since 1986, pharma has not been liable for vaccine injury or death. All right. Since 1986, pharma has not been liable for vaccine injury or death. And then in 2025, the vaccine schedule is 94 doses. Do you see that? Before the age of 18. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I've done no clinical trials. This is just simple to me that 5 doses, 24 doses, 94 doses. These are experiments on our children. All right. Those that have 5 doses, there's people that are living to their 80s and 90s. Life expectancy has changed. It's going down than what it was before. And you look at like COVID, influenza, Hep B, all of them on there, 94 doses before you're 18 years old. And you wonder what's wrong with the kids, right? Give me number 33. Only 37% of the young and expecting parents now plan to fully vaccinate their children. All right. A seismic shift. Why? Because when parents ask real questions about the vaccine schedule to their pediatricians, they're met with silence. No answers, no informed consent, just blind trust demanded. Parents aren't buying it anymore. They're not. In a new study, they're not buying it anymore. You know, they ask the questions. Now, here are number 35. Here are the 10 questions to ask your child's pediatrician about vaccines. How many vaccines will my child receive by the age of 18 if we follow the CDC schedule? And would you consider a delayed schedule, right? Are vaccines 100% effective? In medical school, did you study each vaccine and its possible side effects? These are the 10 questions that you should ask your pediatrician when you take your children and your child's physician before you vaccinate your children. Now, I'm not an anti-vax. I'm not, okay? I guess in 1962, the air gun they shot me with kept me, I'm okay. So anything after what I took in 1962, I didn't take it in 62, but anything I took after that point, that you took after that point, I don't understand why. I mean, what did you need it for? If all I needed was what's on the vaccine schedule, it's all I'm saying, all right? Because I can tell you right now, number 31, I got the 1962 version. Okay? I got the 1962 version. So what did I miss out on? Like, when I look at 83 and I look at 2025, are those just the risks I've been taking my whole life, you and I? Is it just the risk I'm taking every day? Or what are they injecting our children with? So I'm not anti-vax. I got the 1962 schedule. It's got me where I'm at today, right? I'm where I'm at today by the 1962 CDC recommended vaccination schedule. After that, just saying. All right, so I got to come back. We're 10 o'clock. I want to talk about redistricting. And I want to talk about that because it's coming up in Texas. They're going to try to do it in Florida. I want to tell you a little bit about Georgia, what's going on with redistricting before we get ready. But before we do, this is a 3-minute video. And I told you yesterday, I said, well, it's Friday. I do want to cover a lot of news, but I was so upset with 129. I was so upset with the way they've reported Terry's death, Hulk Hogan. And actually, there's parts out there describing him as a racist, describing him with steroids, describing him not the best guy in the world. He's been married before, his divorces, his children. And they go right up to the convention and they leave it there. And they don't talk about the testimony of his life. And I just thought this week, I was so upset by that this morning. And I've challenged you, I've asked you already, if there's anywhere that you see any one network talk about him giving his life to Christ and becoming a Christian, I want to know where you watch it at. Give me video 8.
Public baptism.
Mm-hmm.
You've said the greatest moment of your life.
Yes, without a doubt.
Terry, what did that mean for you?
It broke down that 4th or 5th wall to tell people the truth about my Lord and Savior, how, you should look at things or how you should care for people and not judge people. And it set me free. It wasn't that perfect vessel that I should be or should have been. Once I was baptized, I felt I was all anew. It really was a major pivot in my life.
Hulk Hogan, what does the person of Jesus Christ, Terry, bring to you?
That God presence in us, that still small voice. So what Terry brings to the table is a meat suit, a meat suit filled with the Spirit of Christ, and it's a testing ground for me. I accepted Christ as my Savior when I was 14, but I derailed. It wasn't my life. He has given me the opportunity to prove that I'm faithful, and I'll never make those same mistakes again. My faith, the momentum was overwhelming. There was nothing stopping me.
But isn't that a lot like the lives we live? We attempt to write the script to control the outcome. Right, Terry?
Very funny. This whole thing is a shoebox, brother. And we're in the shoebox, and he's in control, and it's going to happen exactly the way he wants it to happen, and exactly the way it's supposed to be, and there are no coincidences. None. First time God talked to Moses at the burning bush, he told him, I am that, and I am this, believe it or not. I'm this energy here. God says, I'm this, and I'm this. I had to have this because it was so important to me.
All of us are in our own ring, using stage names, characters. How did you take off that mask?
I get sick and tired of myself. The two people in my head, the ego and the real I am. I mean, I just surrendered. I just said I can't do it anymore, and I went back to the Bible, and I started reading again, and I'm either all the way in or all the way out with whatever I do. So if you're with me, there's no guesswork. If I'm with my Lord and Savior, I'm all the way in.
What message do you now convey at this stage of your life?
It's a spiritual war in this fallen world. To turn to the truth, seek Him and you shall find. To step outside their comfort zone and accept Christ, knowing that He would heal the land and heal this nation and heal the people. It just seems like such an easy choice for everyone. If you'll just surrender, accept Him as your Savior.
As you know him as Terry, Hulk Hogan, Terry there at 71. That's a great testimony right there. He derailed at 14 years old. I hear so many stories where, hey, I'm one of them. I derailed. Oh, hell did I derail. Boy, did I ever derail. Damn, did I derail. I better get off that, right? But, he derailed at 14. He got saved. He got saved at 14. He derailed. I get it. Loud and clear. So if you derailed, as Terry said, 70, it's not too late. It's an amazing testimony. You will not hear that on the networks. Nowhere on the networks will you hear that. I mean, they don't have to preach the word. They don't have to even go over the top and say what I've said or anything. But they could at least say that he made a change in his life at 70 years old. But they're not going to do it because they're evil. I got to get off this. We're going to come back and we're going to start talking about redistricting out in Texas. Take a break.
Massive truck discounts are back at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Up to $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. Up to $5,000 off Silverado 2500s. Don't wait. Get them before they're gone. $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. $5,000 off Silverado 2500s at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done.
Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting edge digital technology and state of the art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second to none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. You know, there's a lot going on out there. Good morning, Diane. You know, it's Friday. We are talking politics. We're going to talk a lot of politics in the Georgia hour at 10 o'clock in the Georgia hour. A lot is going on. But let me just say this. I wanted to try to stay away from the Epstein talk today and the treason talk. There'll be others do that if you want to watch it. I mean, I get it. We discussed it here. We have been very clear on everything that took place. As far as Barack Obama, Joe Biden, we get it. Same thing on Epstein. I'm getting people call me. They don't buy the president. Just frankly, they're not buying the president. They think they're covering things up, so on and so forth. I told you they would not open the grand jury testimony, and they did not. All right. Now, Todd Blanche, is that his name? He is the president's personal attorney. You notice this guy in New York. And then after his personal attorney, he becomes the second to Pam Bondi. The second to Pam Bondi, where's it at here? And he goes and he interviews. I thought I had an article, but maybe I don't. So we'll go right here. Where's it at? Give me 118, Diane. So he goes to the prison. Today I met with Ghislaine Maxwell, and I will continue my interview tomorrow. The Department of Justice will share additional information about what we learned at the appropriate time. So every single thing, Pam Bondi has basically been silent. I mean, she had a medical emergency, so she had to skip an event she was scheduled to do. She's not doing the Fox network right now. Pam Bondi knows when she handed out the binders, she lost trust, especially with those 15 people in the room that day. They talk, they're influencers. They talk to the people that they broadcast to. She knows that. She knows when she sent out the memo on was it a Friday night or a Sunday night? When did she send it out? I forget. Case closed. Nothing to see. Done. We have finalized everything. And then we went to, hey, no, outrage. President Trump made comments, and then we said, okay, if it's credible, we'll put it out. If it's credible, we'll put it out. Okay. Then we were going to unseal the grand jury testimony, which I told you that wasn't going to happen. Okay. They knew it. Now you have Todd Blanche. He's interviewing her because they may bring her in to testify. What does she have? So you really think Todd Blanche, President Trump's former personal attorney, now assistant attorney general of the United States, is going to bring her and put her on the stand and testify, pick and choose? She's going to pick and choose who she testifies about and what she puts out? Really? What kind of deal is she getting? Then what you're going to hear the whole time that she's out is she's a jailhouse snitch, and she can't be trusted, and her testimony can't be trusted, and there's a reason she's in prison in the first place. It's going to go on, and it will go. I do not like this guy, but it will go. I thought I had, video 2.
This Epstein saga.
Release the damn files. Look, it makes no sense to me. If anybody thinks that this is going to go away because the House left the day early or something, it's got to be like those zombies in The Walking Dead. Every time you think you've killed it, another one's just going to come running out of the closet after you. This is going to be an issue all the way through next year's election.
Trump says it's a hoax. Mike Johnson says it's not a hoax. Whew. Wow. They're gone home all through August. It's going to be at town halls. One thing after another, you will see. Now, hey, Diane, I asked you earlier, because during the commercial, I don't talk about it. But, we've had a little discussion about truth in advertising, and we'll talk about that later. Do you have that graphic for ALP? Is that who it's called? Is that what it's called? All right, I want to see something. I want to try something. I just want to try this. But now I know when you run the commercial, it's totally across the screen. I know that. But even it did it. That QR code. I'm sorry. Hey, that's pretty cool. It did it. It went there, the QR code. All right. I'm on the website. So all you have to do is use that QR code. I never, it's on the screen and I never mentioned it. And that's all you have to do. And boom, I got it. So the QR code, that's all you have to do. Now, I just want to say I've not mentioned this because, you know, I know Tucker talks about it and other people talk about it, but I didn't want to say try it because someone else says it. You know, obviously we have that truth in advertising, but I have some family members and they gave me references. So I'm okay with this. It's not going to be on the program or even run. It will not even run in our commercials. 3 nicotine strengths, enhanced moisture, 20 pouches per tin. Okay, cool. I might try it. I haven't. But that QR code takes you right there. Cool. All right, take that down. Thank you, Diane. I keep seeing that in the commercials and it doesn't have a phone number, you know, and I'm older. That's all I'm saying. You know, I come from the day where we had to have a pencil ready when the TV commercial came on. You couldn't go back. Then you'd have to watch the whole show to hope it come back because by the time you got the address, you did not get to the P.O. box. You did not get to the zip code. Ah, wow. Right? And it was always in some warehouse in somewhere in New Jersey. Well, just saying. So when I don't see a phone number, it's just wild to me, and I don't see a phone number or something like that, or the website, the QR code. All right, take that down. Thank you, Diane. Now, how many of you, this is, I want to do this right here. Let's make sure we do some feel-good stuff, because I got to get wound up at 10 o'clock for the Georgia hour, and I really don't want to do that. And if you're out there nationally, you need to stay with us. You're going to want to pay attention. Number 76. So the pressure is on. What say you? Can I get a, have you ever tried, should I say it this way? Are you so old, so to say, that you actually can recall that ice cold? You remember you put the nickel in the slot and you open the front like a refrigerator and you pulled that glass bottle out, right? Of the machine. Oh yeah. We had one at the airport. So we walked to the end of the subdivision, and our little local airport for single engine planes or whatever, little township airport was a grass field, an airstrip, but it actually had a little building, a fuel station where people can, and the guy had, it was great. The guy had an old Coke machine when we were kids. So we walked to the edge of the subdivision. You know, I grew up in the hood. No, I didn't. I grew up in a neighborhood. So I walked to the edge, then we walked all the way across the field. I mean, it was a nice little trip across the field to get to the little building at the airport. So we go to the airport. We all had a nickel. So we go there, and the guy that sit there all day to run the gas pump, because there was one plane a day, he would tell us stories, but we put the nickel in, open that up, and pull that glass Coca-Cola out of there. Sorry for that story, but I just had to tell it. How many of you remember that? How many of you know what Mexican Coke? So I'm 100%. Actually, I can't drink them. I could drink one a week. My doctor, you know my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombots. He said I can have one a week. No more. But I'm okay with putting the sugar back in there. So this really disturbed me this morning. I'm quite the disturbed guy. I got two more. Well, let me go to this first. Give me number 80. Now, they're trying to do redistricting in Texas. All right. And Obama's the headline, a fundraiser in response to GOP redistricting efforts. Now, you can look this up and study this. We will be talking about it. We have done a lot of segments on this in the past. Diane, I know you know this. How many segments we've done on this. But Texas is trying to redistrict now. They're in session. Diane, I know I had an article here. I'm going to find it. Just hang tight. Let's see. Hulk Hogan. We got that one. Oh, where's my redistricting? Well, I did have it. It's somewhere. But Texas is redistricting 5. There it is. I'll take that one there. Give me number 148, if you don't mind, and then come back here if you could. They're trying to redistrict 5 congressional districts to get 5 more Republican districts. Texas congressional districts. Texas hearing over congressional redistricting. So they're trying to squeak out 5 more Republican districts in Texas right now. That's going to be met with a challenge. They'll immediately take it to court. It'll probably go to a federal judge. A federal election commission will take it. They'll file a suit. It'll go to a judge. You'll see what happens there. Florida's going to try to do the same thing. Now, what they're trying to prevent, and I will say this because they don't want to talk about it. We have had, let's say, 30 million. We've heard 60. We've heard 10. All right. And let's say 30 million people are in this country illegally just since Obama. Can you Google something and get me a number? Google population of a congressional district. Average population per congressional district. I'm pretty sure I know it, but I'd like to hear it or text it to me if you don't mind. So we've had, 30 million people come into this country. The population of a congressional district in the United States is determined by dividing blah, 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 blah. The average is 761,000, right? So let me just do this. Is that what it says? In 2020, the average population per congressional district is around 761,000. So we're going to say, for argument's sake, where in the world is my calculator? I got it here somewhere. Where do I keep the calculator? Well, that's not working out. Because I know I have one. Hold on. We gotta get to break here. Well, I guess I don't have a calculator. I thought I had a calculator right on this thing. Is the clock? Well, I'll be daggone. No calculator. I got a level. Give me one more second. All right, so anyhow. So that's 1 million. Right at 1 million. Let's go with the million, right? And what is that? If you had 30 million, is that 30 districts? Is that the population of 30 districts? I don't know. Do you see that? So 30 million. Oh, you divided that number. Is that 39 districts? Wow. 39 districts. So we're going to have a major problem in 2030. Bottom line, we are going to have a major problem in 2030. Now, Trump tried to in 2020, right? He tried to stop illegals from being counted, right? He tried to stop illegals from being counted on the census for 2020. He tried to ask the citizen question, remember? On the census. So 2030, we've got a mess on redistricting. And that's one of the reasons they just let 30 million just come across, didn't say a word. Because you have to start drawing lines and changing things. The 2020 redistricting was nothing compared to what you're coming up against in 2030. It is going to be enormous, the redistricting, what's about to happen there. You're going to lose it when you find out how your district's going to change. Because right now they're talking about Georgia getting another congressional district, another one, right? Well, you got 30 of them getting another one. So, and how is that going to divide up? And what are they going to divide the 9th and the 14th? We'll talk about that later. So they know, and they're getting the money to go to court, and they're getting the money to fight, right? So you've got Obama. What was that number? Because I had it there. I wanted to go back there. I just want to show you. No, not the calculator. The last one we had there that I wanted to go back to as far as a graphic. Thank you very much, Diane. Obama to headline a fundraiser. And right after that would be number 81. Eric Holder, Barack Obama, and this is called right here. Please join Eric Holder Jr. He's the chairman of the National Democratic Redistricting Committee, Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama for a dinner and discussion benefiting the National Democrat Redistricting Committee, and that's at Martha Vineyards, August 19th. They are working on redistricting. They've been working. Eric Holder's been working for years. Eric Holder left before Obama to start the NDRC. He has not stopped since. All right. They plan to take over through your state house, state senate, right? Congressional by redistricting, when Holder left and they stole the election, the plan was to bring in 30 million, separate them out, 60 million, separate them out, and start redistricting state houses, state senate, and congressional districts to take over. Yes. While we've been yelling about boys diving in a swimming pool. That's what they've been doing. And they didn't care to lose that, and I'll go over that later. This bothered me. Number 74. They arrested Chuck E. Cheese. I was like, what? Shocking moment, beloved restaurant mascot, a rat, is arrested in front of terrified children. Right there. Give me number 75. They cuffed Chuck E. Cheese and took him out right in front of all the kids. They probably had a warrant. The Georgia Hour, when we return. Take a break.
Massive truck discounts are back at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Up to $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. Up to $5,000 off Silverado 2500s. Don't wait. Get them before they're gone. $10,000 off Silverado 1500s. $5,000 off Silverado 2500s at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in LJ. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting edge digital technology and state of the art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second to none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. It's Friday, July 25th, 2025, and it's time for the Georgia Hour. We spend 1 hour a day focusing on what's happening in Georgia. We discuss a little bit of what I call the political phone circle that happens in the state of Georgia. If you're involved in politics, you know how it works. You know, the phone circle happens and you hear this and you hear that. And that's what we do. We talk politics, Georgia politics, for 1 hour, Monday through Friday, on Voice of Rural America. Hi, Diane. Now, I just want to clear something up. We're going to talk about a couple things this morning that I want you to see. But this is, if you're new to the show, because nationally, all right, give me number 7. Every single day there's something new. There's something new. And I said this, we have a $170 million Ponzi scheme in the state of Georgia. And this Ponzi scheme by what I call the Frost family. Now, I get pushback. I get yelled at online. Well, it is First Liberty. The actual claim, legal claim, is against First Liberty Building and Loan. Now, the dad in the plaid jacket is Brant Frost IV. And he is the one named. You'll see Brant Frost IV. Okay. They think they're royalty. There's Brant Frost the second, the third, the fourth. And then Brant Frost V in the dark blazer there and sunglasses, his son. And Katie Frost next to the mother. They all show that they work, all three. The father is, I guess, CEO or whatever, but Brant Frost V worked there. So did the daughter. We do not have record of the mother working there, but this family, $140 million Ponzi scheme, they did it under the guise of Christianity, hooking people in through religion, Christians, politics, conservatives, MAGA, America First, and they are so intertwined. They gave out so many political contributions to candidates all over the United States and here in Georgia, and it's a real wreck. It's a train wreck for Georgia Republican politics right now. It just is. And I told you this the other day. There's a politician in the state that I asked a question about. And instead of the politician coming back and talking about the victims and how tragic this is and it's terrible and we need to get this mess cleaned up so we can get traffic flowing again with the Georgia Republican Party and start talking about 2026 and our candidates. This person texted me back and said, what do you think the population of Georgia, what's the percentage of population in Georgia that know who this family, the Frost family, who they are? How many people know them? And I will say this, I don't know that number, but I know the AJC and Democrats and the New York Times and the New York Post and one thing after another, but especially the AJC, I know they're doing everything they can to make sure everybody in the state knows it. It went a couple notches further. So on July 3rd, the son, now remember, this is the dad in the plaid, First Liberty Building and Loan. The son is Brant Frost IV. He worked there, okay? He advertised it, he worked there. So on July 4th, we're celebrating our independence. These people should be regrouping as a family, trying to figure out how to apologize and make amends and come up with $140 million. But instead, on July 3rd, okay, on July 3rd, I have it here. I know I do. Brant the Fifth Wait a minute, here it is. Where's it at? Hang tight, I know I have it. Brant the Fifth, right here, 97. That's the albino rhino, if you're new to the show, Brant the Fifth. Regulators subpoena Frost's son after new lending firm emerges. So, dumbass, it's the only way I know to put it, folks. I don't know how to handle things. I don't have a lot of couth. I'm a little couthless sometimes. Regulators subpoena Frost's son after new lending firm emerges. So, dumbass here, on July 3rd, state regulators have subpoenaed Brant Frost V, the son of the founder of First Liberty Building and Loan, after he launched his new firm amid sweeping federal fraud investigation into the family's firm. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, Securities Division, issued a subpoena Thursday seeking compensation agreements, business records, bank statements tied to Frost's new firm, Heartland Capital. Dumbass is already fully... Now, let me say this, okay? Brad Raffensperger, Secretary of State of Georgia, is playing this. I mean, he's got this thing humming like a fine-oiled engine, and it's purring. Now, I did not ask you to like Brad Raffensperger, because I know you don't. But he's running for governor. That's my opinion. He's going to announce he's running for governor. And these people, particularly Brant the Fifth, the Fourth, Krista, Katie, the Georgia Republican Party, the GRA, Candace Taylor, you name it, they have aggressively tried to stop Raffensperger. And Raffensperger's like, you do know I could call for an investigation. Oh, yes. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger's division issued a subpoena for dumbasses' compensation agreement, business records, bank statements tied to Frost's new firm, Heartland Capital, according to a senior official familiar with the probe who requested anonymity to discuss the legal matter. Now, we have been giving you action items every day, and you are doing the action items. You are, and it's great. We'll go over action items before we leave again. But this guy right here on July 3rd opens Heartland Capital. Well, I know I was the guy on, I know I was the guy on John Frederick's show. I know I was the guy sending out all the emails to the Georgia GOP Republican Party delegates, state committee members, executive committee members. I know that was me sending all that out. And at the bottom, I signed Brant Frost V. And then at the bottom, I showed a full advertisement for First Liberty Building and Loan. I know that was me. But Dad'll take the fall, right? Because we have been raised in a household told that the world can't come against the Frost. I mean, that's the way they go. Well, the world can't come against the Frost. We're a Frost. Well, we come up with defrosting. Someone come up with defrosting Georgia years ago, and that's where we're at. So he goes and he opens another firm. I'll just start a new one. What? 98, Frost V did not immediately respond to a message seeking comment. Records show he submitted paperwork to the Secretary of State's office on July 3rd to incorporate Heartland Capital as both a mortgage and non-mortgage loan broker less than a week after First Liberty shuttered. In a June 27th notice, the Noonan-based firm announced it was closing, right? $140 million Ponzi scheme. Number 99, Raffensperger declined an interview request to discuss the probe. Frost IV, who founded the company in 1993, is the only executive named in the SEC complaint, claiming he takes all the heat. Records and interviews show Frost V, a former GOP vice chair, also played a prominent role in the firm, including recruiting potential investors or conservative and on conservative talk radio. Now, let me explain something right here, okay? For all of those that put wings of a dove on Josh McCoon's back. So I want to keep them. I want to keep all of this when I say come back. But can you give me this one here? Okay. Now this is number 3. This is Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, and Sally Grubbs. And obviously their plan did not work. I will go over their plan later, but their plan, it didn't work. There was a master plan, and it's all fallen apart for the two of these, Katie Frost. But the other day, Josh instructs the GOP Inc. to write the check of reimbursement. We read the legal statement he put up. It was all legalese, right? And everybody said, man, what a hero Josh McCoon is. Why the leadership? Why he's amazing. Right? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anybody know when I say thank you, Mr. Akavani? Do you understand what I just said? Thank you, Mr. Akavani. Right? You remember they stole Mr. Akavani's credit card, and every time they used it, they would say, thank you, Mr. Akavani. You know, it's like he used the Georgia GOP credit card. Thank you. All right, now moving right along. So, this guy right here, there should have been a complete sever of ties immediately. There was zero reason to wait. And I'm going to show you something because I know someone out there that made a comment the other day, and it's going to hit you right between the eyes in just a second. Okay, so, well, they're not really tied to the Georgia GOP. Yes, they are. So he had 10 days from the time Mr. Hayes, Gregory S., is it? Gregory Hayes, the receiver, was appointed. He had 10 days. He had all the time in the world. In fact, they could have went down to the office the next day and sit down with the receiver. Had all the time in the world to go through and sort. Could have picked up the phone and called whatever, but it took 10 days before they made a decision. And really, that's because the heat was on their ass. They did not make a decision to give back the money, all right, until Brant Frost IV pleaded the fifth, and Brant Frost IV pleaded the fifth, and the receiver put out his first report. So, that being said, they should have given the money back. He should have wrote a very full, detailed, full-throated apology to the victims, and that the Georgia GOP and everyone in the Georgia GOP across the state would participate any way we could to help them, whatever. I understand there's some legalese. You don't want to cross the line and get yourself in trouble. But they should have immediately, the executive committee, the chairman, the state committee, ended everything they had with the Frost, come out, did a press conference, did a statement, come out. Josh used to, so don't fall for Josh's bullshit, okay? Because when Josh was in the state Senate, he used to come out and do a press conference every day. Oh yeah, how do you think most of the people in the state of Georgia learned Josh McCoon? He went on the news every day. He fought legislation. He would go out and find a news camera everywhere. This guy used to, a state senator, know how to find a news camera 3 times a day. I know it. You know it. And the American people know it. And the people, hardworking people of Georgians know it, as Brian Kemp and Marty and the girls would say. But he would do that. He should have went out, clean the ties. Now, here's why I say that. What is the last paragraph? And I told somebody this every day. No matter what article is written out there, and this one misses a couple things, but there's enough here to actually show you what I want. Give me number 99. Now, this particular article is about Brant Frost V. All right? Let's see. A former GOP vice chair also played a prominent role in the firm. Every article they write, now this is about Brant Frost V, everyone they write, they have that one paragraph in there to let everybody know that the Frost family is tied to the Georgia Republican Party. Whether you like it or not, they do it. The best thing the party could have done and should have done was to separate themselves. Now, yesterday's article, 100, who received the donations, right? They're doing these every single day. Now, here is the one that I knew was coming. I told you early on, I knew this one was coming. See where I have it here. Hang tight, I got it. I knew this one was coming, and I was like, when this ends, I don't know, because it's flat out, and I mean it is flat out the Frost family's doing, and the Georgia Republican Party. I wouldn't wait. If I was a politician out there and I was running for state office, I would say, would you please get this off? Because it's gone. It is federal, but I knew this was happening. Give me number 111. I was like, okay, Democrats are going to pick someone. I knew this all along. I said, Democrats are going to pick someone, because if I would have told you this 2 or 3 days ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I would have been accused, because I get accused of a lot of stuff, of trying to set this up, because they listen, they watch the show. All right. Democrats watch the show. Other media watch the show. Republicans watch the show. I would have been accused of asking for this to happen. So by letting it happen, knowing it's going to happen, knowing I can't do anything about it and it's coming, I cannot be accused of that. So David Scott, I knew Democrats would pick someone. David Scott, First Liberty fallout. Now you can go, I have the letter pulled up. We're not going to go into it today. U.S. Representative David Scott sent a pointed letter. Go read the letter. To the chair of the Securities Exchange Commission, accusing the agency of failing to detect the alleged $140 million Ponzi scheme carried out by First Liberty Building and Loan in Noonan firm. Okay, so like the guy, don't like the guy. He's a congressman. He's a congressman in Georgia. He sent a letter, not to the SEC, no, not to the district where you complain. He sent a letter to the chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission saying, you didn't protect our people. Oh, yeah, he's gone to the top of the Security and Exchange, wrote a letter. Well, that's David Scott, and he's no big deal. He wrote a letter, Democrat, Georgia, right? The letter asks SEC Chair Paul Atkins to answer questions about its investigation of First Liberty and detail how the agency plans to help victims recover their investment. This is not just a case of regulatory failure. It is a betrayal of the trust of everybody, every investor's place in our financial system, an institution tasked with protecting them, wrote Scott, an Atlanta Democrat who is on the House Financial Services Committee. Just saying. Just saying. I knew this was happening. I knew it was coming. And that would be next. Now, will there be a day or two you don't hear the frost? Will there be a day or two? I don't know. But we have a first report. Articles are flying. We have donors. We have victims. Articles are flying. We didn't have Secretary of State Raffensperger investigating Brant Frost V because he's a dumbass on July 3rd. By time June 27th, by time July 3rd, the Georgia GOP should have been able to release a statement saying, look, when you tell us who to send the money back, we'll talk to you until further notice. We have nothing to do with the frost. You see, the frost in the Georgia GOP, the Republican Party of Georgia, Josh McCoon, Sally Grubbs, and others, and they don't know how to separate. And it's going to be bad. Brant Frost V, investigated. Bring all your books. Bring everything. Right? Going to go through them. Going to go through your bank records. You think that? Now, let me go here. Okay? This is where I'm really going to get in trouble, but I'm doing it anyway. This is the kind of trouble I want to be in. Right? I want to be in this kind of trouble because it's going to happen. Well, I think it is. Whew, I had to be careful. There's 97, 11, 52, 12, as Curly would say, attorneys watching. All right, so let's see. Give me number 97. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger's Securities Division issued a subpoena Thursday seeking. Now, let's stop there for a minute. Does Secretary of State have subpoena power? I guess Secretary of State has subpoena power. Can Secretary of State subpoena your records? I guess Secretary of State can subpoena your records. You see, there's that one little area. It's that little area, in the state of Georgia. Now, I understand when we say Secretary of State in the state of Georgia, we go straight to elections. I get that. We go straight to elections, right? But you see, there's that little section at the Secretary of State's office that handles licensing, right? Compliance, right? And corporations, they handle that. And see, at any time, if you go to the Secretary of State's office or you go and you file an incorporation at any time and you are granted limited liability, S Corp, C Corp, Mama's Corp, whatever Corp you get, you have submitted yourself to, on any given day, that Secretary of State of Georgia could subpoena your records and investigate you. Well, you can't do every one of them. There are some guidelines. There are some guidelines. if you're a corporation and you are trading financially or different things like that, and you have a different kind of license or you have compliance requirements, there are some, I's that you have to dot and T's you have to cross. But Brant Frost V, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, Securities Division, issued a subpoena Thursday seeking compensation agreements, business records, bank statements tied to the Frost new firm. I don't know. It's like I have this vision. I have this vision one day of reading the same paragraph where the Secretary of State has issued a subpoena, but it's for the Georgia GOP Inc., for the Georgia Republican Party Inc., to submit all their stuff. I don't know. I have a vision that paragraph will go with the Georgia Republican Party one of these days. I just have a vision. Might happen one day. Put it on the screen. Now, that's all the Frost for one day. Because I will tell you this, there was a plan. It fell apart. We'll talk about it in a minute. But I do want to put this up, okay? So at this time, I've got some political things to do with Brian Kemp. We're going to go over this right now. Secretary of State race, governor's race, Senate race. We're going to do those right now. But, I don't know if you've ever watched the show. I absolutely love it because I just think it's well written as far as comedy. And the father, it's a family business. And the father goes to prison because of the Federal Trade Commission, that their stocks are not reported right, their K-10 is not signed off right, whatever it may be. But the father goes to prison in the corporation. They don't shut it down, and the son takes over. And the son visits the father in prison. So here's why I do this. So I'm just a little spoof. I'm saying the father that's in prison could be Brant. The family needs money. Could be Brant Frost IV. And Brant Frost V visits him in prison. Video 12.
Trying to find some money for the family.
There's always money in a banana stand.
We don't have the money, Pop.
There's always money in the banana stand.
And so Michael, his son, and his brother together enjoyed the cathartic burning of the banana stand.
There was money in that banana stand.
Well, it's all gone now, Dad.
There's $250,000 lining the walls of the banana stand.
Why didn't you tell me that?
How much clearer can I say? There's always money in the banana stand! No touching! No touching!
No touching! No touching! There's always money in the banana stand. I ask, because I'm an inquiring mind, have the Frost buried some jars in the backyard? Because there's always money in the banana stand. Just saying. Oh, they knew. All right, so I will say this. Number 78, Michael Whatley's running for Senate in North Carolina. He is currently the RNC, the Republican National Committee chairman. All right. He was in town last Wednesday before last. He had lunch with, give me number 54. He had lunch with Josh McCoon, Alex Kaufman. This was billed Wednesday before last. This was billed as a fundraising lunch where Michael Whatley came into town. And that is Alex Kaufman, the attorney. That's RNC chair Wednesday before last with Josh McCoon. I think Josh McCoon received bad news. I really think that through Charlie Kirk, Turning Point Action, and all the things they were trying to do, here's number 51. This is Dennis Fudge, Josh McCoon, and Michael Whatley. This may have been before Michael gave him the bad news. But I firmly believe, I can look at the camera and tell you this is what I believe. I believe very strongly that Michael Whatley was working to try to help Josh McCoon become the next Republican Party chairman. Okay. I got a lot of messages that Josh wanted to be chair. Josh worked very strong with Turning Point Action. Turning Point Action was trying to put pressure on getting the next RNC chair to be very Turning Point Action friendly. Okay. So he is the new senator or candidate running for Senate, Republican candidate running for Senate in North Carolina. Michael Whatley's been endorsed, but guess what? Donald Trump said, Josh, not going to happen. So I'm of the opinion that there was a master plan that Josh would win big. The Super Bowl coach, remember that during the campaign, the rigged campaign? That he would campaign what an amazing guy he is, and he won Georgia for Donald Trump. He basically says that, went around, he was head coach, that he would go to the convention, win, and just like that, they would turn it over, the RNC to him. Yes. And Sally Grubbs would turn over. I don't think Sally Grubbs was going to be intended to be the chair. I don't think so. Was going to turn it over to Katie Frost. Now I'm going to get so much pushback. Oh my God, I can't believe you're saying that. There was a plan in place, but the good people, the fighters that will not quit and will not stop, made sure that the fight to try to expose the corruption of the convention, the fight to expose the corruption in each and every one, and this catastrophe with the Frost, we'll call it that, Josh, everything fell apart. Now, I would not be, and I'm going to say this, I don't think Josh McCoon wanted to be the chair of the Georgia Republican Party because this is not going to be easy. Josh is sweating, all right? He's sweating because the job he has, let's not forget, he makes $229,000? I don't know. He makes $229,000 or something like that a year, plus like $18,000 or something like that for, gas money and expenses. Yes. Not to count what, he can get away with, in my opinion, of using the Georgia GOP credit card. But see, Josh's job hinges on Brian Kemp controlling him and the Republican being in office. Got it? So here's the thing. It's very, very clear that Josh McCoon's going to back Burt Jones. Now, I'm not saying right or wrong, so pay attention to me here. Don't go say BKP said this is right or wrong. But it's been very clear that Josh McCoon's going to back Burt Jones for governor. Now, I don't think Chris Carr's going to win, and I don't think Brad Raffensperger's going to win. But what if? If they win, they might find somebody they like better to do Josh's job. Yeah, Josh is sweating. And then on top of that, what if the Democrat wins? What if the Democrat wins the governor's race in Georgia? Because let me show you something. This is the guy Republicans actually need. Republicans need, we're talking politics now, we're moving it around. Republicans need this lady right here to be, let's see, I know. Here she is, right? Number 109. Republicans need this lady right here to be the Democrat candidate for governor. And I'll tell you why. All right. It's Keisha Lance Bottom, campaign promises. Keisha Lance Bottom is trying to tap into that anger or propel her campaign for governor. Keisha Lance Bottoms needs to be the Democrat candidate for governor. Republicans need that in the worst way because this right here, number 112, I'm going to say it. I'm going to get attacked for it. I'm going to get nasty messages. But see, this guy right here, Estevez, Jason, right? Jason, you know what that picture looks like? Let's see. Let's study that picture for a minute. That's a dad. That's a mom. That's a daughter. And that's a son. Now, years ago, you know what they used to call that? They used to call that a millionaire's family. They did. They used to call it a millionaire's family. I've had enough of families working harder than ever, but still struggling. Opening line. Families, says families. And you know what that picture looks like? That picture looks normal. Yes, they just look like a normal family. Looks like someone you could trust. So Republicans need Keisha Lance Bottoms to be the nominee for governor on the Democrat side. They don't want to go up against Jason Estevez, and they all know it. Take that down. Jason Estevez becomes the next governor of Georgia, the Democrat, if he does. Because I think Brian Kemp is going to get so far in the way that he can't get out of it, and he's going to screw everything up. I think Kemp is going to screw everything up in Georgia. There's a soundbite. I think Brian Kemp in 2026 in this election cycle will screw things up so bad. There's a soundbite. Oh, Marty and the girls. Gotta throw Marty and the girls in. Now, that being said, that would cost Josh his job. He's not going to let Josh keep his job. So Josh is wondering, okay, I got to have the right person win for me to keep my job. Second, there's going to be people biting his ass 7 days a week, not 4, not 5, 7. And these people are not going to care that he has a day job for the state of Georgia. All right? Because Josh has to do everything he can to show neutrality. And if he has Brad Raffensperger, Chris Carr, and Burt Jones, and I will tell you this, you don't have Brian Kemp's candidate yet. We'll talk about that in just a second for governor. But I have to tell you, you have those 3 candidates. Now you got 3, going to maybe have 4 candidates for lieutenant governor. You've already got Kelvin King, and you've already got Kelvin King, and you've got Tim Fleming for Secretary of State, and we hear Gabriel Sterling's going to run for Secretary of State. So there's 3 there. And then you're going to have, you got Senate, you got Buddy Carter, and you're going to have Kemp's candidate, and you're going to have Mike Collins, not Kemp's candidate, in the Senate race. I'm telling you, these people, Kemp is going to push Josh McCoon, the Georgia Republican Party, to do exactly what he says. Josh is going to have his ass bit on 7 days a week. And then if the wrong person gets elected, he's going to lose his damn job. I mean, this is not in the plan for him. And I am fully of the opinion, the Frost, the rigged election, all the things that have been exposed, the fact that, hey, if you don't know it, the RNC, everyone knows about the credit card. There's a lot of talk around the finances of the Georgia Republican Party, whether you want to believe it or not. It's not solid. The whole party is in total explosion right now. They would blame a guy like me. Go ahead, blame a guy like me. I don't give a damn. I know the truth. The good people that keep fighting know the truth. But this was not his plan. Now, let's go to governor. Or let's go to Brian Kemp himself. Right now, 108. Okay? So right now you have in the governor's race. So let me put this in your mind while you're thinking about it. You've got Burt Jones and you've got Chris Carr. Chris Carr is the attorney general. Burt Jones is the lieutenant governor. Bert wears the hat, the red hat. Chris Carr does not wear the red hat. Now, there's a lot of talk Brad Raffensperger will be getting into the race. A lot of talk. We still haven't heard the last from Marjorie Taylor Greene. But who is Brian Kemp? Do you think Brian Kemp, now, do you think Brian Kemp wants to give up the governor's mansion to a Democrat, or does he have a candidate? You better think about that, because I was talking to somebody last night. We were going over the races, and they said, well, the governor's race is set. I said, no, it's not. Oh, yeah, who would get in the governor's race? I said, it's not set. I don't see Brian Kemp's candidate yet, and I just can't see these two and Brad Raffensperger. I just have a feeling, okay? I don't know. Now, this guy, let's go to Raffens. Let's go to Brian Kemp. Now, Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, appointed John King, insurance commissioner. And I really feel terrible for John King, number 93. I actually do. I feel bad for John King, because John King exits Senate race amid push by Kemp to shape the field. So the guy goes to insurance commissioner. He gets appointed by Brian Kemp. Now, I understand. Give me 92 and then go to 93. All right. We're gonna have the Trump candidate, and then we're gonna have the Kemp candidate. So go ahead and go to 93. Now, this guy here, he's not my favorite insurance commissioner. We could talk about that at a different time. But he was appointed insurance commissioner after Jim Beck went to prison, where Josh McCoon was Jim Beck's chief of staff. Can't make any of this up in Georgia, right? So he gets appointed. He is very loyal. He's loyal to Kemp. He wants to run for Senate. He wants Kemp to tell Trump to back him. He jumps out. He's pro-Trump, pro-Kemp. He wants to be that candidate, and Kemp stabs him in the back. Now, if you're looking for a friend, Brian Kemp will stab you on the back. He stabbed this man in the back. Now, I understand John King is very angry. He stepped out. He wants to be senator, and he thought his friend Brian Kemp should help him. But his friend Brian Kemp has another friend. And hey, John, I'm sorry I can't help you. I know you came through for me, but so let me put this on the screen for a minute. So John King is back to running for insurance commissioner. All right. And I will answer another question in just a minute. John King exits Senate race, pushed Kemp. Georgia Insurance Commissioner John King dropped out of the U.S. Senate race Thursday after a private meeting with Brian Kemp ended his bid for unseated Democrat U.S. John Ossoff. King made the decision to suspend his campaign after Kemp told him he was throwing his support behind former football coach Derek Dooley, a longtime ally and family friend. Now, Derek Dooley, Vince Dooley's son. Here's what they're trying to do. You ready? Brian Kemp thinks he can Tommy Tuberville Derek Dooley. That's what he thinks. He thinks he could Tommy Tuberville, right? Auburn University coach, Tommy Tuberville, Alabama, now senator. Brian Kemp thinks he could do that with a Dooley. Now, I got a phone call the other day. You check it out. I have not checked this out yet, but I'm throwing it out. So I'm going to put a question mark. Someone called me the other day and said, wait till people find out Derek Dooley voted for Barack Obama twice, and he's a Democrat. I don't know. Question mark. Got it? Question mark. This person, very firm. I know Kemp. I know the Dooley family. I know Vince very well. I spent a lot of time at their house. I know Derek very well. This is what I was told. Question mark. Wait till they find out he voted for Barack Obama twice. And he's a Democrat. So, and I'm going to tell you more about why Kemp picked Dooley later. I want to hold some back for you. All right? But he calls him up and he says, hey, come in here. Now, go back to work. I have a friend. I thought we were friends. Nah, this guy's like a family friend from way back. Did Donald Trump pick Derek Dooley? No. I'm not asking Donald Trump jack shit. Sorry. But that's Kemp. Whoever thought, did you really think on one day that Brian Kemp was going to... What day did you think Brian Kemp ever had true respect for Donald J. Trump? What day was that? Can you send that to me? Time, date, stamp it, put it in there so I can seal it, put it in a folder, put it in a time capsule so I can get it out later and say, whoa, that was the day? Because I don't remember it. Every time there's been a serious something taking place that it was either Donald Trump's decision or Brian Kemp tells Donald Trump, I decided X. You want to go through there? We'll go through there on a later date. So former football coach, because I don't hear Donald Trump. So he calls him up. Then guess what he does? 94, Insurance Commissioner John King dropped out. I want to say something about the AJC. I will stop and correct things. But the reason I am going through their articles is these are the phone calls I received. Not from the AJC. Quote, these are the phone calls. This is already on my plate when I read these articles. Georgia Insurance Commissioner John King dropped out of the race Thursday. King made the decision to suspend his campaign after football coach Derek Dooley, a longtime ally and friend, preparing to enter the crowded race. Number 95. The meeting was behind the scenes effort for Kemp to lay the groundwork for Dooley's campaign. Kemp also called U.S. Representative Buddy Carter. Yes, he called Buddy Carter. Said, I'm going to be against you. And he also called Mike Collins, other Dooley rivals, to tell them he won't support their campaigns. Now, Buddy Carter, I don't think stands a chance out of the 1st District. Here's the answer. Buddy Carter said, just so you know, Buddy Carter, congressman of the 1st District, said he's going to put $8 million of his own money in, and he's going to fight this out. Now, that's what he said. Somebody said, can he still be the congressman of the 1st District? I don't see him doing that with Jim Kingston already getting in the race and others getting in the race. I mean, I would say Jim Kingston had a meeting with Buddy Carter and Jack Kingston. But let me remind you of something, no matter what anybody tells you. You're not a candidate for any office. You can file paperwork. You can start getting money. But you're not a candidate for any office until you write the check and get your name on the ballot on qualifying day. Everybody could they could talk, they're a candidate. So Buddy Carter could, logically, the theory, however you want to say it, I want to say something like that, but he could walk in and qualify to run for 1st District. You're not a candidate for anything till you go qualify. And Buddy Carter is the congressman from the 1st District. He did not resign. He doesn't have to run for office. And he's still the congressman. He will be the congressman when it comes time to qualify. And if he chooses not to go qualify, he will expire his term. That's it. All right? So Kemp calls up Buddy Carter and Mike Collins. Now, I just have a gut feeling, because I have gut, that Mike Collins is going to be Donald Trump's pick. He's played the MAGA role. He's done it. He gets to say Laken Riley. You realize the Laken Riley Act that President Donald Trump signed into law. Mike Collins. The pressure campaign underscores Kemp's desire to avoid a messy GOP brawl in one of the nation's most closely watched Senate races and his effort to prevent another proxy fight with President Donald Trump. What? Carter, who has promised to self-finance, he's going to put in, pledged Thursday to remain in the race. Yesterday, politicians don't elect our senators, the people of Georgia do. King said Thursday he instead is running for re-election for state insurance commissioner. He's going to be a good little Kemp boy. I like Mr. King. I didn't mean to disrespect you because he's got a lot of great service to our country. Right now, it's clear there's a little path forward, so I'm going to go back here. Kemp pushes to clear the field, comes as Dooley, a longtime Kemp ally, prepares to enter the race. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Number 96, in a private meeting with King, Kemp cited Commission's sluggish fundraising. All right, Commissioner sluggish fundraising. Limited traction among the multiple people familiar with the talk. Kemp also called Collins, all right, who's expected to enter the race within days. He's trying to stop him. I understand Mike Collins is supposed to announce Monday, the 25th, 26th, 28th, Monday, okay? Kemp's trying to put the pressure on him. Who is expected in days Thursday to deliver a similar message about his support for Dooley, the conservative. The conversation was described as cordial, with Collins reminding Kemp of the past support and saying he was confident the party would unite around his campaign. Collins spent the weekend lining up endorsements. He's ready to roll out major endorsements. So, and I want to get to this one here because I know we've only got a couple minutes. Give me number 105 as we go to wrap up. Tipping the scales, 105, right? With a fury of calls and meetings Thursday, Brian Kemp reshaped the Georgia United States Senate race and made clear he'll play an aggressive role. He's going to play himself. So it's going to be Brian Kemp against Donald Trump. The governor personally told Insurance Commissioner John King to go back to the insurance office. I added that. Buddy Carter and Mike Collins, that he was backing Derek Dooley. I will explain the backing of Derek Dooley Monday. The fallout was swift. King, who had hoped Kemp would eventually come around, folded his campaign in hours, went back home. Collins responded, rancor predicting to Kemp that he'd back him when he wins the GOP nomination. Well, are you going to get behind me if I win the nomination? That's my question to you. I'm not getting out. If you called me today to tell me you're Brian Kemp and you're backing someone else and I need to get out, not going to happen. But can I count on your support when I'm the nominee? I absolutely loved it. All right. And Carter's campaign responded with a blunt statement. Politicians don't elect senators. Now there's a three-way race taking place. Collins is trying to seize the MAGA lane, while Dooley prepares for a more mainstream GOP race with help from Kemp advisors. Now, I just want to say this. Take these sentences that are very powerful. Collins is going to try to run in a MAGA lane. Dooley prepares a mainstream GOP race with the help of Kemp's advisors, meaning Kemp has never been MAGA. He's never been in the MAGA lane. He's never been interested in MAGA. He don't intend for MAGA to have a future. And he is part of demagifying. Now, when I told you this, I've told you this over and over and over. Everything, Josh McCoon has to do what Brian Kemp says. The Georgia Republican Party, I've told you this. Right here, Brian Kemp, they are working. Dooley is in here. Kemp is in here. They are working to do what? Demagify Georgia. Now, I want to give you, we're going to go over Lieutenant Governor next week, but I want to give you this one here. And I want you to think about something. You got it? I'm going to give you just a couple of clues. It's 11:01. It's clue time. Let's go with Secretary of State. Ready? Yes. All right, bye. I got to end the show. Okay? I got to end the show. End the show, Diane.